Again, note the ages, 22 years for Antonio Pacheco, age 21 for Marcus Wilson. Back to the cage, and Jason Nivens.
Our third bout this evening is brought to you by Air Summit Heating and Cooling, servicing all makes and models since 1989. Fighting out of the blue corner, Antonio Pacheco! And fighting out of the red corner, Marcus Wilson!
You can see at the start that Wilson tried to get into Pacheco's face there a little bit.
Referee Zach Tybris had to intervene before this fight even started. Now Tybris starts his fight, the bell, round number 1. Tonight's fight clock is presented by Hoy Excavating.
We got a fast start. Oh, good right hand.
Big right hand, Antonio Pacheco in full mount. He's in the blue trunks, blue and white trunks for Marcus Wilson, working bottom position. Body lock defensively for Wilson, flat on his back.
Pacheco is using the good grapevine to control the hips of Wilson, who will try to explode and stand up.
On the sweep. Still on the scramble, and that was beautifully done for Marcus Wilson. Gave his back for the briefest of moments, took it away. Sweep, scramble, and now he is in top position in the open guard of Antonio Pacheco. 2:25 remaining, round number 1.
Pacheco striking from the bottom there with his heel strikes right on the hip, man. That does not feel good.
Right to the body. Left hand's getting through for Marcus Wilson.
Pacheco's trying to set up the triangle choke here. You can see how he's fighting for the inside and getting the angle.
Very active bottom game for Antonio Pacheco. Now closed guard, low closed guard. Marcus Wilson, wide base on his knees. Bit of a can opener position for Marcus Wilson. Right hand's getting through to the head, and a third and a fourth for Marcus Wilson.
It's very important here for each guy to try to win the inside battle, because that's where a lot of the attacks are going to be coming from.
More left hands from Wilson. Closed guard once more for Pacheco. Pacheco, though, trying to stay active on his back, trying to bridge. There's the right hand now. Standing up, right hands, left hands, Marcus Wilson. 80 seconds remaining, round number 1 of this bantamweight bout. That left hand getting through with significance for Marcus Wilson.
Wilson's connecting here with these strikes.
Good kick away. Nearly a kick to the ground, and Pacheco. Wilson pulled that kick back mid-flight. From bottom game to top game now goes Antonio Pacheco in the low close guard of Marcus Wilson. So, Garrett, we've seen both fighters working their top game and now working their bottom game.
Yeah, it looks like Wilson was looking to do more damage on top, and Pacheco is looking to do more control and potentially pass, but it's very hard to pass whenever Wilson has the body triangle, and he's going body triangle around the waist and locks him down.
I love the body triangle. It's effective, but it's also defensive when you're the bottom fighter in this sequence.
Yeah, and in this game, you always want to be standing up if you're on bottom. It's, you know, how they score it. As long as you're attacking for submission, there he goes for the armbar.
Looking armbar. Final seconds, round number 1.
Into the triangle choke. Gets the angle.
Final seconds. The triangle is in, not fully locked. There's the bell that ends the first round. Good sequence for both Antonio Pacheco and Marcus Wilson in the closing stages of the opening round.
Great back and forth round there.
Our fight replays are presented by Major Pack.
Huge right hand by Pacheco right off the stop, drops Wilson, he takes advantage of the ground, and then again, Wilson getting on top and having great ground and pound, really making it count with his time on top. But then again, as you saw, switch back over again, and then we had Wilson on bottom, and then attacking submissions.
That was the final seconds of round number 1. Armbar to triangle. Pacheco had the triangle, just did not have it fully locked. High octane round number 1 from both fighters. Referee Zach Tiber set to start round number 2. The second round underway. Head kick attempt from Wilson. There's the calf kick. That was effective from Pacheco.
Oh, head and arm toss.
Nearly the head and arm throw. Defended, but now Pacheco pulled on top in that defense. Wilson defending the head and arm throw, but Pacheco.
He's got his back arm.
Back arm trapped. Awkward position.
I think he's going to use it to set up the triangle choke is what it looks like. He's just opened his legs, and there he goes. There's the attempt at the triangle choke. But Pacheco's controlling the space.
On cue now, looking triangle. Difficult angle on this triangle position.
Wilson needs to get across the angle. He needs to be opposite of where his lock is at, the one that's around his knee.
Triangle's a little deeper, but the right hand's getting through from Antonio Pacheco. More right hands. A little more bite now in that triangle from Marcus Wilson. Closer look from referee Zach Tybris on the triangle attempt.
Pacheco needs to posture up.
Now looking armbar, double trouble here from the triangle. Deep on the armbar. Well defended. Pacheco on the armbar, still caught in the triangle of Marcus Wilson.
Yeah, Pacheco needs to go into it a lot of time, guys. When he's out, good defense by Pacheco.
Antonio Pacheco keeping his composure, defending that effectively. Now into the closed guard of Marcus Wilson. Good grappling exchange from both fighters, Garrett.
Yeah, both of them have great submission skills. Very evenly matched fight here on out.
Looking full butterfly now is Marcus Wilson. Looking for a sweeper in elevation. Well read, well defended. Trying to literally leap into full mount. Couldn't find it there. Wilson staying very effective with his bottom game. Now using his bottom game to get back to his feet. Right to the body. Looking level change.
Oh, he's got a standing Darce choke.
Through on the Darce choke. You see the bite. 45 seconds remaining, round number 2. Mounted on the Darce.
He needs to go hip to hip here and get on his left hip.
Wilson losing his arm positioning on the Darce. More of a head chancery at this stage now. Trying to find the arms again, and he does. Fishing through onto his own bicep. A little more bite on that choke. Again, lost it. Those left hands effective from Marcus Wilson. Late stages, round number 2.
Wilson's taking advantage of the moment.
These are big shots getting through from Wilson. Full on ground and pound Marcus Wilson from full mount. A right hand, another right hand. The bell. That ends the second round.
That was a close one, saved by the bell.
Referee Zach Tybris was moving in closer and closer in the final 10 seconds in that ground and pound sequence for Marcus Wilson.
At the end there, it did look like Pacheco almost looked like he stopped defending himself. You know, you got to be intelligently defending yourself all throughout the round, no matter what, until the end of the bell. Great fight by both men so far. Man, if I'm Wilson here, I'm going back to the ground. And if I'm Pacheco, I'm going to try to get top position. It seems as whatever man gets top position is dictating the pace. But again, both men are dangerous off their back, so.
I like the activity of both fighters working their bottom game jiu-jitsu.
Yes,
Not just content to lay in guard, throwing up triangles, looking arm bars, looking butterfly sweeps, looking scrambles.
Very, very active.
Third and final round underway. Hammy 135-pounders, Antonio Pacheco, Marcus Wilson. Both fighters entering with 1-1 records respectively.
I think Wilson knows he's got him hurt, so he went out there right away and started to get right to action, said no to the glove touch and got right to action.
Those are big left hands getting through. Now hammer fist with the left hands. Sitting up in the open half guard of Pacheco is Marcus Wilson. He ended round number 2 with full-on ground and pound, trying to re-implement that ground and pound here. Opening stages, round number 3.
Now, I'd like to see Wilson take his left arm and use it as a leverage tool to go around his neck, excuse me, and flatten him out with his shoulder pressure.
Overhook being held by Pacheco, but again, that's defensive when he's flat on his back. Defense has not been a scoring criteria in MMA since the 1990s, to the dismay of many fighters. But as Big John McCarthy says, congratulations, you get to stay in the fight, but it doesn't mean you're winning. Yeah,
of course, it's a damage over control is kind of what MMA is. The rule set has led to is damage over control. So
you're seeing some damaging shots now.
Pacheco needs to get his knees in between and create space, foot on the hip, or get an underhook and use that to stand up.
Half butterfly now for Pacheco. Couldn't find it. Back now to close guard. This is effective from the top game of Marcus Wilson here in round number 3. 1:15 remaining, third and final round. Chest to chest goes Marcus Wilson. To our previous point, Pacheco, good defense on the bottom, but if you're defending, you are losing.
Yeah, even when Wilson was on the bottom, he was attacking submissions, which we like to see. But Pacheco needs to stand up or he needs to attack submissions. You can't just lay here and be defensive like you said.
Those left hands getting through from Wilson. Again, you see good blocks. Pacheco negating a lot of these strikes from Wilson, but he is still flat on his back. Back to close guard.
He's got the cage to him right there that he could use to stand up and actually wall walk with the cage up. And I think that's where the biggest evolution is going to be coming is against the cage. That's a martial art in its own.
Pacheco has done some really good things in this fight, but round number 3 going the way to this point of Marcus Wilson, the takedown, and he's been really effective to this point. Now 15 seconds remaining in the fight with his top game. 10-second clack. He'll fight through the shorts going down. No worries. The right hand, the bell, and the end of the fight. Early celebration for Marcus Wilson. Now up to our 3 Missouri judges scoring cage side, but Wilson feels he has won this fight. And now matching him on the top of the cage is Antonio Pacheco.
Man, a lot of things for both guys and a lot of things for both of them to work on, man. I would be proud of both of them with that performance.
We shall see. Certainly Marcus Wilson winning round number 3 with his top game. Our fight replays all evening long presented by Major PAC.
And then we got Wilson again just going forward and getting the pace going, making it his fight, taking it to him, getting on top, making damage where it counts. Good strikes on top. And again, damage over control. Again, not just controlling, but doing damage as well to really make his point.
Definitely, in our opinion, round number 3 for Marcus Wilson, the takedown, working his top game. Rounds 1 and 2, though, exceedingly close. We shall see. Hard fought, well fought from both men, Antonio Pacheco and Marcus Wilson. Both fighters giving a really good account of themselves. Our winner announcement is presented by Milagro Tequila. Here is Jason Nivens.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these fighters for going the distance. Judge Geary scores the bout 29-28. Judge Marquez scores the bout 29-28. And Judge DeVilbiss scores the bout 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Marcus Wilson!
Making it count with the ground and pound on top and controlling the position gets him the win here tonight.
3 rounds to 0, 2 rounds to 1, 2 rounds to 1 from the 3 Missouri judges. Again, Antonio Pacheco definitely had his moments, but Marcus Wilson taking full control of this fight in round number 3. Pacheco was able to defend well, negate a lot of that top pressure, but the key point in round number 3 is that Marcus Wilson had the top pressure. He had the effective top game virtually throughout all of round 3.
Yeah, I agree, man. He definitely was. He came out here to take the fight and get the fight in his favor.
The winner by way of unanimous decision, Marcus Wilson defeats Antonio Pacheco.